on this computer. Hello, everyone. This is the final night of Grand Larson-y. So it's night 4. I know my cat's so excited. She just decided to yawn or scream of excitement.
And she's not the only one.
So we have actually 6 plays this evening, and the first 3 are pretty, like, 15 to 20 minutes, and then the last 3 are pretty about 10 minutes long. So in order, they are going to be The Revolution Will Not Be Instagrammed, followed by W.I.S.E, Inc., which was the most recently seen in the TCR festival, and it had a certain actress in it, so I'm pretty, partial to that one, but this cast is definitely doing it justice. And then it's going to be followed by Fantastic Malls and Where to Find Them. And then we're also going to do the last 3 of our Magnificent plays written by Mr. Duane Larson, and that is going to be The Magnificent Bastard, followed by The Unsingle Magnificent, and ending the whole series with The Magnificents. Again, we are a local theater company here in the Cedar Rapids and Iowa City area that was created in order to provide a space for performers during the pandemic, since we had a lot of our shows sadly canceled or postponed until next year. And Duane, are you there?
Yeah, you're freezing up though on my screen.
I think you were freezing.
I don't know if that's for everybody or not.
Yeah. Yay, internet.
Well, it might be mine then. Who knows?
We'll deal with it.
Yay, internet.
Yes.
Yeah, let's hope everybody else's doesn't do that.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's why we were created, just to give some local performers. And I'm very proud and pleased to admit that with the ending of this show, we have given a performance space to 83 performers over the last 2 months, performing all of Duane's plays, which were 22 plays, and that's a total of 105 roles, because we do count stage directions as a rule, because they are very important when it comes to Zoom readings. And so when I had this crazy idea after drinking a couple glasses of Prosecco 2 months ago, I never imagined that we would manage to pull this off. And so I'm very happy and pleased that we have been able to do that. Everyone that has volunteered with us has been wonderful, and seeing their works that they've been able to do, the creativity when it comes to costumes or props, or even just just sitting in front of a computer screen and giving character to a role has been very impressive. So I'm very thankful to everyone that has participated in our Grand Larson-y. This is not the end for our virtual stage. We have a couple ideas in mind to get us through the pandemic until we can get back to live performance. And so we will put out our ideas in the private group that we have. We have this public page for everyone to view us on. But otherwise, we're just going to wrap it up with, these 6 comedies, because we all need a reason to laugh right now. So I'm going to turn it over to Duane Larson.
Thank you so much, Meg. And once again, thank you for all the amazing work you have done with this. I mean, it was your idea in the first place, and it was a great one. And it's made many people very happy and given them something to do in these dark times. And I was so glad that you asked me to be a part of it at a few shows, definitely. Yeah, so it couldn't have happened without your organization and scheduling and technical wizardry. So thank you again.
Well, thank you for letting all of us put on your work. It's been a wonderful experience. That's one of my things is in past shows, it's always been like, when I've auditioned, it's like, oh, I want to be in a Duane Larson play. And so why can't everyone be in a Duane Larson play? So.
Yes. So, all right. Well, without further ado, we could spend the whole night congratulating each other. But let's get on with this show.
Yes, let's do it. One more time.
Okay. The first show tonight is The Revolution Will Not Be Instagrammed. If that cast would bring up their audio and video. And we
I
will
am
let
really
everybody say hi.
excited about this show because we have some usually behind the scenes people in this
We
one.
do.
So
We do.
yes, and I am someone that as any performer knows that you cannot do a show without those behind the scenes. I've had
Exactly.
many costumers that have saved the day. I've had many tech people, stage managers. You know, it just really always there, and just their passion for theater has just always been top notch. But with it being gone for a while, we've haven't seen some of them. So I really want to call out that in this one, we have Cheryl Burns, who is usually a front of house manager, Chelsea White, who is usually either costume or stage manager or behind the scenes. And then the TCR Tech Volunteer of the Year, Bob Huffman, in his first acting role ever. That we, managed to pull off. So, which Duane will explain a little bit about that after, because it's kind of a funny story.
It's a funny story.
But,
so, what we will have you do is, in order of your names in the script, say your name and who you are playing, and then we will start with the show.
My name is Phil Welsh, and I am playing William.
I'm Valerie Davine, and I'm playing Julia.
I'm Chelsea White, and I'm playing phone bully number 1.
I'm Cheryl Burns, and I'm playing phone bully number 2.
Go ahead, Bob. Introduce yourself.
Okay, Bob.
I'm Bob Huffman. I'm playing Rod, an eerily familiar narrator.
And I am Jeffrey Allen Mead, and I will be reading the stage directions for tonight.
All right, without further ado, here we go with The Revolution Will Not Be Instagrammed.
Good luck, everyone.
The revolution will not be Instagrammed. Characters: William, an old-fashioned guy. Julia, leader of Les Resistants. Phone bully number 1, a phone bully. Phone bully number 2, a phone bully. And Rod, an eerily familiar narrator. Setting is modern-day America, a street corner in a mid-sized city. The sidewalk is empty. We hear a ringtone of a very old cell phone. William enters. He is talking into an old flip phone.
Why, yes. I would love to save money on life insurance. Please, tell me more. Really? Low interest rates if I sign up in the next 5 minutes? Harsh penalties for early withdrawals? Well, you've certainly got my attention. Actuarial tables? I'm riveted.
As he talks, he fails to notice the entrance of 2 snickering phone bullies.
Check this out. Dude's carrying a dumb phone.
Ah, man, what century is this? Who carries a dumb phone?
Let's have some fun. Hey, dumb phone guy.
Paging Mr. Dumb Phone. You have a dumb phone call in the lobby.
I'm sorry, fellas. I'm in a very important business transaction. I'll be with you in a minute. Sorry about that. Tell me more about this high-risk, low-reward policy. It sounds fascinating.
Ooh, a business transaction? Is that your dumb work phone? Can you make dumb personal calls on it?
Yeah. Did you leave your dumb personal phone in your dumb smart car?
I'm sorry, Suzanne. I'll have to call you back. There's a situation developing here. Sorry about that, fellas. What can I do you for?
William and the bullies freeze. Twilight Zone-ish music comes up, and a Rod Serling-type figure in a dark suit appears.
Submitted for your approval, one William T. Kirk, a man out of his time, a man who has always resisted what he considers fads and trends the passing fancies of a world moving just a little too fast for him. The kind of person who shrugs his shoulders when confronted with the march of progress, even when that progress becomes a crushing inevitability. You see, William T. Kirk still owns a flip phone. While the rest of humanity spends their days texting and Instagramming and candy crushing, William clings to a relic of a bygone era, a relic that merely places and receives phone calls, a relic with no camera or internet access. For William, that's enough, but our modern society demands much more. William is about to discover just what it takes to survive in today's world. He's about to receive a collect call from from a weird place where strange events occur.
Rod looks around uncertainly and exits as the music fades. William and the bullies can move again.
That's a pretty dumb phone you got there, dumb phone guy.
Your phone's so dumb, it votes against its own economic self-interests.
Yeah, your phone's so dumb, it ignores preventive care advice from its physician.
Hey, guys, fun's fun, but I'm going to have to ask you to please stop insulting my cell phone. You're being very rude.
What are you gonna do about it? Shoot some video you hope will go viral? You can't.
Yeah, are you gonna give us a bad Yelp review? Not with that phone. Plus, we're out of business.
I'm not sure what a Yelp review is, but nonetheless, my review would be bad indeed. Somewhere in the neighborhood of a D, I should think. Possibly a C- at the very best.
Did you just give us letter grades? Oh, it's on. Hold me back. You're dead, dumb phone guy.
Phone bully number 2 restrains phone bully number 1 as Julia enters, wearing a beret and possibly camo or a pseudo-military outfit. She rushes in and shields William.
Hey, there's a huge sale going on at the Apple store. You don't want to miss it.
Sale? What sale?
Yes, a 3-for-1 sale. Buy one smartphone and get 3 free phones. Designer colors, unlimited data plans, yes, all that. Everything I just said.
Dude, 3-for-1? We gotta get in on this.
Yes, hurry. It expires in 5 minutes.
I can finally get a phone for my Nana, but the Apple store's on the other side of town. We'll never make it.
Quick, steal that car.
They run off stage.
Oh, it's a hybrid. Score!
A car is heard driving off.
Are you all right? They didn't hurt you, did they?
No, I'm fine, thank you. Lucky for me, that outlandish sale's happening right now.
There is no sale. That was merely a ruse. We must leave before they return. Even their dull minds will not be fooled so easily a second time.
A ruse? You use ruses? You're some kind of ruse user? Who are you?
Call me Julia. We are keen, you and I.
We are?
He studies her for a moment.
Cousin Agnes?
No, we are family, yes, but not of blood.
She pulls out a flip phone similar to William's. His eyes light up.
You're like me! My name is William.
William. William the brave, William the lion-hearted. I will explain everything, but now we must go. Follow me. Your destiny awaits.
She starts to pull him off stage.
As a rule, I don't usually follow women with strange accents to undisclosed locations. But seeing as you saved me from a possible painful beating, what the heck? Plus a chance to see my destiny, who could say no to that?
You are wise beyond your years, William. Allons-y. That means let's go.
Oh, how exotic. Wee!
They exit as dramatic chase music plays. They re-enter in Julia's apartment, wearing hats and fake mustaches. The apartment is represented by 2 chairs and a table.
Welcome to my lair. The home of La Resistance, where the revolution will begin. Sit down anywhere. It's kind of a mess. I don't have company often.
Nice place. Good sturdy chair. So why did we have to take 3 buses and 2 taxis? We're only a couple of blocks from where we started. And what's with the disguises?
A precaution. I wanted to be sure we lost any pursuers. There's a good chance we were followed. They have eyes everywhere. These are dangerous times, my friend.
You're telling me? That secondhand smoke from that first cabbie was awful.
Should be safe here. If any place is truly safe, that is. I imagine you have many questions.
Questions? You bet I do. What's the rent on a place like this? Do you pay month to month or?
Not questions about the apartment, you fool. Questions about the revolution and your place in it. The reasons that we fight, the reasons we may die.
Die? Revolution reasons? What are you talking about?
I am talking about the plague that is destroying our society. I am talking about the insidious evil that has wormed its way into every facet of our lives. I am talking about...
Dramatic pause as she pulls out a smartphone and slams it on the table.
The smartphone.
I really didn't think that was where you were going with this whole revolution spiel.
Look at it. See how it mocks us with its many apps.
It's just a phone, Julia.
Can you not feel the malevolent energy spreading out from its waterproof case?
Well, that could be lingering traces of low-level radiation. I read an article in Scientific American, and it said that there would be... Ow!
You simpleton! Are you blind to the danger right in front of you? Are you not aware of the damage this abomination is doing to our very lives? What it has already done to a generation of youth?
Well, kids today, with their Snapchats and their PTSD.
This is no laughing matter.
She goes to slap him again, and he braces for the blow, but she stops.
I thought you were different. I saw you with your flip phone, and I thought perhaps here is a man who recognizes, but no, I am a fool. I should not have brought you here. I have failed the cause.
Hey, come on, don't talk like that. I don't really understand your cause, but that doesn't mean you failed or anything. And you did save me from those jerks. Not many people would have done that. So tell me about the cause. Tell me about the revolution or Renaissance or whatever it was.
Resistance.
Yeah, that. What's the story there?
La Resistance is dedicated to the eradication of the so-called smartphone. We wish to return humanity to a simpler time. A time before the rise of social media, before people became obsessed with reporting on every trivial aspect of their lives.
He begins imitating a social media poster.
Here's what I had for dinner. Here's a picture of my baby. Here's a video of my cat. Oh, here's my baby and my cat eating my dinner. Please like it. Please love it. Please share it. Please post an emoji expressing your complicated feelings toward it. Please take this quiz that tells you whether you are the cat or the baby or the dinner.
Cats and babies eating dinner. I need to see that.
Please retweet this. Please follow me. Please make this your profile picture. Please call me your friend, even though we have never met in person. Please make me feel validated. Please make me feel important. Please pretend to care about my life. Please save me from trolls. It's
She
madness.
collapses in the chair, exhausted.
Madness. People no longer communicate with each other. They communicate at each other. No one writes letters. No one makes phone calls. Human beings have become a horde of mindless automatons, wandering aimlessly, unaware of the world around them, fixated on this and on this alone. That is why la résistance is so important, so necessary.
Wow, that's quite a mission statement. So is this like a branch office or something? Do you have meetings and then report to the national organization?
No. Right now, la résistance is just myself and you, of course.
What? Are you telling me this entire movement or whatever you've been going on about is just one person in a crappy apartment? Oh, excuse me, 2 people?
Don't you see those numbers can only grow? And what's wrong with my apartment? I guess it's been a while since I painted. Could use some new furniture.
Forget the apartment. This whole crusade you've concocted, it sounds, well, a little crazy. I mean, you're talking about taking on an entire industry. People like technology that makes their lives easier, and good or bad, that's how they see smartphones. It just seems like a losing battle.
Some battles must be fought, even if you lose, especially if you lose. My father used to say that. He said it every day, even after mother left. Was that why mother left?
Dads are great. I remember my dad used to say...
I remember how it all started.
Oh, origin story.
My
Okay.
father ran an electronics store, the transistor shed.
Transistor Shed? Never heard of it.
It was a knockoff of Radio Shack.
Radio Shack had knockoffs? This is a sad story.
He sold flip phones, laser discs, 8-track cassette decks. It was a quiet life, but a happy one. Then one day, everything changed. I remember it like it was yesterday, June 29th, 2007. We had just received a shipment of Betamax players, and I was setting up a display when the broadcast came over the AM radio. Steve Jobs announced the first iPhone. A hush came over the store. I looked at the customer who had just bought a Motorola Razr phone. He laughed like a madman, broke the phone in two, and ran straight through the plate glass windows.
Wow, that sounds intense.
It was a scene repeated many times throughout the small electronics community. They called it Flipped Out Friday. Late night comedians made jokes, but we were not laughing.
Was Jay Leno still on then?
My father stood up and walked into the back room. He was humming White Wedding by Billy Idol. The next day he was gone. I never saw him again.
Oh, Julia.
I I heard rumors he joined the Libertarian Party, but I was never sure.
I am so sorry.
On that day, La Resistance was born to avenge those whose lives the scourge of this smartphone has destroyed. People like my father and his customers.
You found my weakness. I can't resist a sad dad story, and I really miss laser discs. They're so hard to find now. It goes against my better judgment, but I'm in. I'll join the restoration.
La Resistance.
Right, that one. So how does this work? What's our first move?
Are you comfortable with public speaking?
You mean in front of people?
Yes, we need to gather support for our cause. We will give a series of speeches, unannounced in a public place. When people hear what we have to say, they will flock to our side. Who can resist an impassioned plea from a total stranger?
Well, I can't fault that logic.
Once we have our first group of recruits, we will send them off to give more speeches. They in turn will recruit others. Thus, the movement will spread across the land.
Like Amway.
Yes, like Amway. Now come, I know the perfect spot to begin. It is in the center of town near the Starbucks, right across the street from the other Starbucks. There is a lot of foot traffic.
They exit and quickly re-enter in the center of town, out of breath.
Why did we have to run all the way?
Cardio is the soul of the movement.
She looks out at the audience.
This is a good-sized crowd. Let us prepare our remarks.
Suddenly, phone bullies 1 and 2 re-enter. They spot Julia and William.
Well, look who it is. Dumb phone guy and his dumb phone girlfriend.
Not this again.
There was no sale. You made us look like idiots. The guy at the Apple store laughed at us. He insulted us. Do you know what that's like, dumb phone guy?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Well, it's pretty bad, let me tell you.
You made us steal a car for nothing. You're just lucky my daddy's the mayor, or I might have gotten in real trouble.
William, listen to me. I will deal with these imbeciles, but you must make the speech now.
What? But I don't have anything prepared. What do I say?
There is no time. Speak from your heart. La Resistance depends on it.
She turns to confront the bullies.
Flip phones for freedom. Data plans are death.
What's happening?
She's chanting slogans at us.
Not slogans. Run.
Flip phones for freedom. Data plans are death.
She chases them off stage. William looks nervously out into the audience. He coughs.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. My name is William, and I own a flip phone. Oh, I know that's not saying a lot these days, but I'm proud of it. It doesn't have a camera or shoot video or have fancy apps, but I don't need it to. All I need to do is make phone calls and send the occasional text. Marketers, advertisers, they'll tell you that that's not enough, that you need the latest thing, or there must be something wrong with you. But here's the problem with the latest thing. It never is the latest. There's always something better, faster, cooler, coming on the horizon. People used to buy music on vinyl records. And then someone said, no, you have to buy cassettes. And then they said, now you have to buy compact discs. And then they wanted us to buy music online, and now they say we need vinyl again. An endless circle. Just like a record. And now we have smartphones because they say we need them. But do we? Do we need to have our lives ruled by a pocket-sized computer? A computer we pay more attention to than our friends and family? Maybe instead of connecting online, we should make more of an effort to connect in person. We might discover things about those around us and about ourselves, things that can't be found in a Google search.
He looks around to see if anyone is paying attention. Julia re-enters, holding a smartphone.
OMG, William. Have you seen this meme that was just on Reddit? It's totes awesome. I'm going to share it with all my followers. Oh, look, someone retweeted me already.
Julia, what happened to your accent? Why are you talking like that?
Check out my Instagram account. Have you got Amazon Prime yet? I'll hook you up.
God, no. What have they done to you?
The phone bullies enter. They and Julia begin to surround William.
One
of us.
One of us. One of
Julia,
us.
this isn't you. What about Les Resistance in Transistor Shed?
Let's get a selfie.
They have completely encircled William, chanting as he holds his flip phone above his head.
One of us. One of us.
Julia, I can't do this without you. I'm not strong enough.
He stares at the phone.
You can't protect me anymore. I'm sorry.
One of us. One
No!
One.
No! No!
William drops the flip phone as he collapses to the ground. They are still chanting as he struggles to his feet. Julia hands him the smartphone.
Wow! Look at all the apps on here. I can store all my music. I can trade stocks. Wow, look at all the games. Hey, I can watch Big Brother on demand. I love Big Brother.
They all freeze. Rod walks back out to the sound of his theme music. He addresses the audience.
There's an old saying that goes, if you can't beat them, join them. William T. Kirk just learned a new lesson, to wit, if you can't resist them, become completely overwhelmed by them. But shed no tears for William. He is no longer alone. He has joined the hive mind. Here in the you know the place I was talking about before? I don't have to say the name, do I? You all know what I'm talking about. Could someone give me a ride home? I'll forget it. I'll just call an Uber. Hello? Where am I calling from? Well, it's a dimension, not only of sight and sound, but of mind. Yes, next to the Starbucks.
He exits. Blackout. The end.
Oh my gosh, yes. Very nice. All right, let's bring the cast out here for that. Oh my gosh. The revolution will not be Instagrammed. Oh, Meg, you're on mute.
God damn it. Sorry. I never claimed this was family friendly. But can I say that I really appreciate the fact that Bob matches my cat right now?
Yes, he does. That's amazing. Great job, everybody. Oh my God, that was so fun. So the revolution will not be Instagrammed, with apologies to Gil Scott Heron. That was part of the Underground, TCR's Underground last year. The theme that year was sci-fi with heart. It had to do with technology and how that changes humanity or something like that. So I wrote this. I had it was many, many years before I had a smartphone. And sometimes people would kind of mock me a little bit for it, but, you know, I was like, I don't need one. And now, you know, I got one, I joined the group, whatever. But I don't know. In some ways, I think a lot of what William and Julia were saying is kind of right. So, you know, there's kind of a point to this. There's a message to this. And being that it is kind of a morality play, when I was putting the thing together, I was like, oh my God, it's like a Twilight Zone episode. Yes, I'll have Rod Serling introduce it and give the moral at the end. So perfect. So anyway, that's how it went. And then I threw in a lot of other, you know, 1984 references and Invasion of Body Snatchers and things like that. A lot of dystopian type stuff. So anyway, that's fun. Oh, I could talk about this one all night because I love it. But we do have to tell a funny story about Bob being in it. So when Meg and I were casting this, and we were going back and forth with, you know, oh, how about this person for this part and all that, she had Bob in there. Bob had said that he would like to do stage directions. So she had put Bob on the wrong line, and she had Bob on the same line as Rod. And I replied back to her, I was like, oh, I didn't know Bob was interested in being in one. I could see him doing Rod Serling. That'd be great. And she was like, oh, no, that was a typo. He just wanted to do stage directions. And I was like, let's see if we can get him to do it. That'd be awesome. So,
and Bob, what was the reason for your doing the actual role?
Someone named Lisa told me I need to do it.
Nice.
and we're so glad you did, because
Yes. My soul happy. Also seeing Chelsea and Cheryl, and then
yes,
I think Jeff was just the like the perfect reading of the stage directions, because I know I could even hear him laughing a little bit
yes.
times at the you know, and then, you know, Valerie and Phil, you did great. I did have to share, I did fine, because I was one of those old school people that I'm like, I don't want a smartphone because I had my keyboard.
Oh yeah.
It's where I had to have, and I couldn't type without.
Yeah.
I can type without it, but I still keep it as sentimental.
Oh, anyway, so yeah, great job, everybody. Oh my God, that was awesome.
Wonderful job.
That was The Revolution Will Not Be Instagrammed. On to our next show.
W.I.S.E. Inc. So thank you all. Yeah.
Bring up that cast.
And this is the most recent Duane Larson production that was produced, because it was part of TCR's Underground for this year. And I played the part of Laura, but I think Ivy is doing just a fabulous job with it as well. It's been really exciting to see her in that role, and just seeing everyone else take a different take on it as well. So we'll let the cast introduce themselves.
Yep, go for it.
Hi, I'm Barry Schreier, and I will be playing the old man.
Hi, I'm Jocko Motyko, and I'm going to be playing Steve.
Hello, I'm Amy Schaefer, and I will be playing Susan.
Hi, I'm Ivy Jensen, and I'll be playing Laura.
Lance Maynard playing the pizza delivery guy.
And my name's Shay Lilienthal, and I'll be reading the stage directions.
All right, so let us continue with W.I.S.E. Incorporated.
W.I.S.E. Inc. Characters: Steve, a young man in search of answers. Old man, an employee of W.I.S.E. Inc. Susan, an employee of W.I.S.E. Inc. Second shift. Laura, traveling companion, voice of reason. Pizza delivery guy, a pizza delivery guy. Setting, a mysterious hall located inside a mountain. A nearly empty, dimly lit stage occupied only by a large throne. Seated in the throne is what appears to be an old man with a long beard. He is meditating, or possibly asleep. A banner behind the throne proclaims in large letters W.I.S.E., followed in much smaller print with an ink, and a trademark or copyright symbol. Enter Steve, dressed in mountain climbing gear and hauling a large backpack and carrying a map. He is exhausted but excited as he enters.
Could this finally be it? Coordinates seem to match. Yes, this has to be it. Hello? Can anyone, it's so dark in here. Hello? Is anyone here?
Lights abruptly come up, blinding Steve. The old man sits straight up at attention. His voice booms out.
Welcome, weary traveler. You have reached your destination. Have you the agreed upon large pizza with extra cheese?
No, I didn't bring a pizza. Was I supposed to bring a pizza?
Are you not the designated acolyte from Scooter's Pizza? The one to whom I spoke mere moments ago? The one who accepted my coupon?
No, I'm here in search of knowledge. I didn't even think to bring food. Sorry.
No apologies necessary, my son. 'Twas merely a misunderstanding. Your arrival has been foretold.
My name is...
I know who you are. I have always known. You are... Stacy.
No, it's...
Stanley. Welcome, Stanley.
No, I'm Steve.
Indeed, as I said, welcome, Stephen. Your arrival has been foretold.
Yeah, you said that. But you didn't even know my name. And
foretold.
Right, okay. Well, as I said, I'm Steve, and I'm looking for answers. Traveled a long way to get here.
Ah, yes, indeed, it is a perilous quest indeed, to find answers.
Boy, you aren't kidding. And it took all my life savings to get these answers, to get to here. And I'm not even sure where here is. I bought this weird map off a mysterious stranger, and I've been following it for 3 weeks now, and I swear it keeps changing as I'm looking at it.
Indeed, such is the way.
Yeah. So I had to cross a desert. I had to traverse a jungle, climb a couple of mountains, but I made it here. So, where the heck am I?
Oh, the location is unimportant, my child. All that matters is you are here. If you must give it a designation, you may call it the Sacred Hall, for that is what I call it.
Sacred Hall, gotcha. So like I said, I bought this weird map off this mysterious stranger to find this place because I need to find answers.
Indeed. What sort of answers?
Answers to all of it. The meaning of life, the mysteries of existence, the purpose of everything. You know, that kind of thing.
Ah, indeed. Indeed.
So, am I in the right place? Is this where I find the answers?
Indeed. Tell me, my son, what do you see when you gaze upon the sacred banner?
He gestures at the banner behind him.
It says W.I.S.E. Incorporated. What does that stand for?
Wisdom, insight, sagacity, experience.
Why is it incorporated?
Oh, well, it's a tax thing. It was either that or an LLC, and the paperwork alone is murderous. I mean, it's terrible.
Never mind it. If this is the Sacred Hall, then that must make you...
I am known by many names. The Wise One. The one who knows. He who knows all. J-Dog.
J-Dog?
'Tis but a nickname, used by those closest to me, but that is of no importance. Tell me, my child, why do you desire to solve the mysteries of existence? Why have you undertaken this journey?
I'm not really sure. My life just feels so incomplete. There's this emptiness that I've attempted to fill, but it's of no use. Nothing in the outside world has helped. I've tried religion. I've tried drugs. I've tried religion on drugs, which really made mass interesting. But but it hasn't helped, and I'm afraid I'm gonna go mad if I can't get the answers to the most important questions. Can you help me, wise one?
Indeed. The first step.
Suddenly, a bell rings. The old man stops talking and pulls a briefcase out from under the throne.
Oh, that's it. That's the end of my shift.
Wait, what?
My shift is over. I'm off clock. Don't worry. Susan will be here any minute. She'll help you with all of the mysteries of existence and blah, blah, blah.
I don't understand. Who's Susan? Aren't you the wise one? He who knows all and all that.
Yeah, only until 5. Then it's second shift's problem.
Susan enters, carrying a coffee mug. She is much younger than the old man.
J-Dog, what's up?
Hey, Susan!
Susan and the old man high-five. The old man removes his long beard and hands it to Susan, who puts it on.
Any issues I need to know about?
No, this guy's here to find the ultimate answers to questions, the meaning of life, the purpose of existence, blah, 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 the usual.
2020, am I right?
Yeah, hey, have a good one.
He exits.
What the hell is going on here? Wise one, come back!
Chill out, Steve. His shift's over. Let the guy have a life.
Who are you? And how do you know my name?
Foretold. Got you right on the list here. Steve, looking for answers to the big questions. Bought a weird map from a mysterious stranger, crossed deserts, traversed jungles, climbed a couple of mountains. I'm Susan, here to assist you in finding your purpose and giving your life meaning. Up top.
She raises her hand to high-five him, but Steve just stares.
Leaving me hanging, huh? Not a good start to this process, Steve.
I'm so confused. I thought he was the wise one who could give me all the answers.
He is. J-Dog's one of our best guys, but he's not on call 24/7. We have a whole staff here at W.I.S.E. Inc. that is perfectly qualified to help those in your situation.
It wasn't even a real beard.
Steve, buck up. I assure you that even though I'm wearing a fake beard, my services are genuine. Now, I could go through my resume to alleviate any concerns you have as to my qualifications, but honestly, it's a lot of underground universities you've never heard of, so what's the point?
What's an underground university?
Not important, Steve. Do you want the answers, or should I just go back to binging BoJack Horseman?
I'm sorry. Yes, of course. I need to find those answers.
All right. The first thing you must understand is that true knowledge always comes with a price. That price may be more than you are willing to pay. The second thing is that you
I'll pay any price. I have to know.
The second thing you must understand is that knowledge is not the same as happiness. Many have made this mistake. The third is
I'm seeking knowledge, not happiness.
The third thing is to stop interrupting me. It's really annoying.
I'm sorry. It's just that I
Zip it, Steve. We'll pick up on this in a minute. Laura's about to enter.
Huh?
Steve? Steve, are you here? Hello?
How did you?
Foretold.
Laura enters. She is in the same age range as Steve. She is also in mountain climbing gear with a backpack.
Steve, thank God. I was afraid you might have fallen off a cliff or got eaten by a mountain goat or something. What is this place?
We like to call it the Sacred Hall. Hey, Laura, stop.
How do you know my name?
Foretold.
Foretold. Laura, how did you find me? You don't even have the map.
I'm not sure. It's like some mysterious force was guiding me. Who are you?
Laura, this is Susan. She's the wise one, or one of the wise ones. I guess it's a little confusing. From what I can gather, this place is kind of a customer service center.
Hey, this is a repository of all earthly wisdom and meaning. It is not in any way a customer service center.
From offstage, people start singing, "Happy birthday."
Oh, right, it's Jan's birthday. I gotta go. I gotta give her some crap. If you two want to join us for cake, we'll be in the sacred kitchen, which doubles as the sacred break room. But I suspect you both have some things to talk about.
To offstage as she exits.
Hey, old lady, give me some sugar.
This is the place, huh? What you've been searching for all this time? Is it what you expected?
Not exactly. It's a little bit more chill than I imagined. But they say that they have the answers that I need.
That's the important thing, I guess.
I can't believe you followed me here.
Really? After crossing deserts, traversing jungles, and climbing a couple mountains together, you think I would just give up on you? You can be a real jerk sometimes, Steve.
I'm sorry, I didn't think that...
No, I guess you didn't think, did you? I woke up this morning and you had left the base camp without a single word. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I just thought that the rest of the way would have been too dangerous. I hoped that you would have turned around and headed home. I wanted you to be safe.
Gee, thanks.
Besides, you never seemed that invested in the whole mysteries of existence thing anyways. It always felt like you were humoring me.
Yes, I traveled thousands of miles to humor you. God, Steve.
Okay, so I guess I read that wrong. Are you searching for the meaning of your life? Of your purpose?
Of course I am. I think everyone is in their own way, but I don't think you'll find it in a place that advertises their name on a banner.
She points to the banner.
Oh, that stands for wisdom, insight, and some other things.
It doesn't matter. I can tell this place doesn't have what I'm looking for. This quest was foolish. I can find the answers without undertaking an insane journey. We can find the answers, Steve, together.
But Laura, we're so close.
This is fool's gold. There's no meaning here. I'm going home. Will you join me, or?
Steve hesitates, looking back and forth at Laura and the banner.
I'm sorry, Laura. I have to know.
I see. Well then, goodbye, Steve. I hope you find what you're looking for, and I hope it's worth it.
She exits.
Laura, wait!
Susan re-enters, wearing a party hat and eating a slice of cake.
That Jan is one crazy oracle. Wisdom of the ages and a limbo master to boot. I hope I'm not flexible when I'm her age. Steve! Cake?
Laura!
Yeah, she's gone. Hey, I don't want to say I foretold you so, but... Oh, sorry. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. You know, you can still go after her. Remember what I said about knowledge and happiness? This is your choice.
No, I must find out. It's more important now than ever.
Very well. Come close. The walls have ears.
Really?
He glances at the walls.
Not really. It's an expression. Don't they have expressions where you come from?
No, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Don't make me regret this, Steve.
Sorry. Please, just tell me.
She draws him in close to her. She glances around, making sure no one is listening.
The answer to everything. The meaning of life. The perfect purpose of existence itself is.
She leans in to whisper in his ear. What follows is a larger-than-life pantomime, the most flamboyant game of charades ever. Susan silently acts out the answers, miming with wild, outrageous gestures. She imitates animals, jumps around, emulating explosions, runs around insanely, etc. It's a big performance, encompassing all of existence. While she is mouthing nonsense words, Steve is completely absorbed, his eyes wide in fascination at what he is learning. This may go on for up to 30 seconds. Finally, nearly spent, she whispers one final thing in his ear and then drops to one knee with arms raised in a cheerleader pose.
Ta-da!
Wow. That's it? That's the meaning of life?
Yep. That's the whole shebang.
It's so beautiful. It's so simple and yet so right. And it's all there, everything I could have possibly wanted to have known. Amazing.
Yeah, it's a real kick in the head, ain't it?
I have to tell the world. This could change everything. When people hear this, they will understand.
Now, hold on there, Steve. I'm afraid you can't do that.
What are you talking about? People have to know. We have to tell them. Don't you understand what this could do?
I know exactly what it could do, and that's why you can't tell anybody. Steve, like it or not, this planet runs on fear and confusion. If you told the world at large what I just told you, the system would collapse. It wouldn't be pretty.
You can't believe that.
Trust me, we've run the simulations. If people were given the answer en masse, it would be chaos. They have to find out on their own, individually. It's the only way.
No. I don't believe you. And you can't stop me from telling them.
Actually, we can.
He approaches the entranceway where the entranceway was, but stops.
What? This is where I entered. But it's just a wall now. Where's the exit?
There is no exit for you, Steve. We can't have you revealing what you know to the outside world. You work for us now. I told you there was a price. Welcome to the team.
Is this how you recruit staff?
What, did you think we used a temp agency? Come on, Steve, it's time for your orientation.
But, Laura, What about Laura? Can I?
You made your choice, Steve.
She points to the banner.
You're wise now.
She starts to lead him to the back.
Cheer up. You'll like it here. We have a great dental plan. And you get to wear a beard.
They exit. After a brief pause, a pizza delivery guy appears at the front entrance. He carries a pizza box and is wearing a hat or jacket that identifies him as an employee of Scooter's Pizza.
Hello? Anybody here? Hey, man, I got a large pizza here with extra cheese.
The old man re-enters. He is wearing his beard again.
Yes, right here, my child. I have a coupon.
Man, we got to charge you extra for the delivery because it's so remote. You live in a mountain, man.
Indeed, indeed. Hey, look, a supermodel.
He points off to the right. As the pizza delivery guy turns his head, the old man karate chops him in the back of the neck. He falls to the floor, unconscious. The old man takes his hat and jacket and puts his beard on pizza delivery guy. Having swapped identities, he picks up the pizza box and looks around to make sure no one has noticed.
Woo! J-Dog lives again! Woohoo!
He quickly exits. Lights down. The end.
Okay. Right. W.I.S.E. Inc. Let's bring the cast up here. Boy, I hope that went well because my Zoom threw me out partway through that.
It went really well. It was really great. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. It wasn't until it was right when she was about to reveal the meaning of life. So, so now I don't know the meaning of life.
Luckily, this will be on Facebook Live. So
yes.
You can watch it later.
Yes, thank God. I was glad it was just me because I was like, it's freezing up on me. My internet's going weird tonight. So as long as it worked for everybody else, that's what's important. Great job, everybody. Oh my God, that was so funny. I love that one. Yeah, as Meg said, that was earlier this year, The Underground. The theme for this year, and these were written before we went into quarantine, so we thought we were going to be doing them live. The theme was the mysterious. So I took that as, the mysteries of existence. Yes, I'll do something about that. So I came up with this idea of a guy, going to a remote place, and it turns out it's like a call center. So, but anyway, that has never been done live on stage. It's been done twice now on Zoom, but never live on stage. So maybe someday, if we ever do theater live on stage again, but don't get me started. Anyway, great job, everybody. I love that one. I love the characters. I think you guys just did fantastically with it. So well done.
It's really been a great play to transform to Zoom.
Yes.
Even though
it actually works pretty well on Zoom too. So yeah.
It got Zen's interest. So my cat Zen decided to come up and join. So.
But anyway, so thank you so much.
Yes.
Amazing stuff. Yes. Loved it. Thank you.
And we were also horrible, producers / directors because we made 2 of the cast members order pizza over the weekend to get a pizza.
Just so they could have a pizza box as a prop. And we had the beard. We got the beards to them. So those lovely beards. They totally make the show.
Order pizza. All right. I'm going to take a little minute to admit Claire, Dawn, and Mitchell so that they can get in because I know Mitchell and Claire
for the next show.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Like they are. So our next show is going to be, I love the title of this one. It's Fantastic Malls and Where to Find Them. Because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So
I love my pop culture references.
Yeah. Somehow, last year ended up being my Harry Potter year that I didn't mean it to be. because both Angie Tombstone and I ended up going to Harry Potter World before a cruise, and then I ended up going to the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, with Shetterly, who's going to be our Statue of Liberty in a bit. So I don't know why that decided. I was just like, 2019 needs to be all about Harry Potter and my travels. But it all.
Do we got all the cast on here?
So cast of Fantastic Malls. Bring yourself up.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
look at all those wonderful people.
Yes, oh, wonderful costumes and such.
Of course, because, you know, Kathy, you know, she just cannot, you know.
Yeah. And somebody's dog.
Oh, sorry, that's me, sir.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Action by the dog. This is.
Please, cast of Fantastic Malls and Where to Find Them, introduce yourself in order of the script.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Grauberger. I will be playing Consumo, an evil sorcerer.
I am Kathryn Huang, and I'm playing Twillobee, protector of the brick and mortar.
I'm Katja Maxey, and I'm playing Alice, grandma to Jack and Emma.
I am Cheryl Sanchez-Massey, and I will be playing Jack, grandson of Alice.
Hi, I'm Bella Kuda, and I'll be playing Emma, granddaughter of Alice.
And I'm Claire Boston, and I'll be doing stage directions.
All right. So here we go with Fantastic Malls and How to Find Them.
Fantastic Malls and Where to Find Them. Characters: Consumo, evil sorcerer; Twillobee, protector of the brick and the mortar; Alice, grandma to Jack and Emma; Jack, grandson of Alice; Emma, granddaughter of Alice. Setting: a rundown shopping mall. Alice and her grandchildren, Jack and Emma, enter. They're carrying shopping bags. They've been walking around the deserted mall for hours.
Okay, hold up, kids. Nana's got to take a rest.
She sits on a bench or a set of chairs. Sighs.
I remember when shopping used to be fun. Ugh.
Nana, this is the lamest mall I've ever seen.
Yeah, Nana. What kind of tragic dump did you drag us to?
I hope none of my friends see me here. It'll be social death. I'll never be invited to another slumber party until college.
If I saw any of my friends in this place, they would no longer be my friends. They'd be my enemies. I'd have to hunt them.
All right. Knock it off with the sob story, as I'm not having a great time either. I'd rather be home watching my judge programs, but we have gifts to buy.
So why are we here instead of a real mall with cool stories? I bet they don't even have a JJ Spaz. Where am I going to get my designer duds?
The new mall off the highway has 10 roller coasters and a space camp.
What kind of crappy stores are these?
He points to various imaginary storefronts.
Cronkers? Scothburn? The Leotard Factory? Are you kidding me?
I could be space camping right now. Instead, I'm doing this. This is the opposite of space camping.
Please tell me there's at least an off-topic or a dull edge where I can get some rad posters.
I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry, Emma. This was not how I thought today would go. The mall is really different from the way I remember it. It used to be vibrant and alive, filled with happy shoppers and wonderful stores. You could find anything your heart desired.
So what happened?
I wish I knew.
Suddenly, Twillobee enters. She wanders in a daze, gazing at storefronts as if looking for something important, mumbling to herself.
Excuse me, miss, can I ask you a question?
What? Are you speaking to me?
Yes. We've been wandering around this mall for hours, and you're the first person that we've seen. Do you know what happened to this place? Why it's so empty and sad?
Yes. It was not always this way. It was once a place of joy and shopping pleasure. It was a time of happy faces and numerous credit cards. Magic and instant gratification were always on sale.
Yeah, sure. If you say so. So where did the magic go? Was it the recession?
Oh no, it was no mere economic calamity. It was something far more sinister. An evil force, a great darkness descended upon them all. Joy disappeared, sales plummeted, credit cards rejected. The great fountain dried up.
Fountain?
Yes, it was here, in the center of the mall, a great water fountain. Children threw in pennies. Pennies became wishes. Wishes became fishes.
Okay. Nana, this woman is crazy.
She does seem a little off. Don't make any sudden movements.
The fountain is dry. The magic is gone. All that is left is tile and stone.
Twillobee dances off stage, laughing maniacally.
That happened to one of my teachers once. Man, I feel bad for teachers. That's a rough gig.
We should probably leave now before she comes back and sings at us again. I just wish I knew what happened to this place. It's depressing.
Consumo suddenly appears as if out of nowhere.
Greetings.
Oh God, it's another one.
I couldn't help but overhear your plight. I believe I may have the answers that you seek. Answers and so much more.
Is there a gas leak in here? What is with the people in this mall?
Who are you and what do you want? And don't get too close. I took a self-defense course.
I am merely a peddler, a seller of dreams, a purveyor of fantasy, if you will.
Right. Well, I'm a grandmother of two, and I'm not looking for a perfumer.
I'm not a perfumer, I'm a purveyor.
Oh, what?
A purveyor, one who purveys.
Alice, Jack, and Emma shrug their shoulders.
Defined in Webster's as a person or business that sells or provides something.
Oh.
Glitter yokels.
Okay, Mr. Purveyor, if you've got answers, spill it.
In good time, milady. But first, I have merchandise that might entice you.
Couldn't be any worse than what we've already found here.
Tell me, my young friends, would you be interested in swatches?
What?
Swatches. Don't you remember swatches?
Not really.
Well, they were big. Trust me, kids couldn't shut up about them.
Uh-huh.
And these are no ordinary swatches. I offer you soul swatches.
Right.
Youngsters would trade ordinary swatches, but with these swatches, you could trade souls. Pretty cool, eh?
Sounds messy.
Enough. Drop the sales pitch and tell us what's going on.
Very well, my dear. Your disturbed friend was correct. A great darkness did descend upon this place. A curse of greed and rampant materialism that drained every store and every customer until they were mere shadows of themselves. And that curse was brought on by me, the great Consumo, master of Erebus and last-minute impulse buys. Wahahaha!
That's it. We're out of here. Jack, Emma, head for the exits.
Jack and Emma run off stage, but immediately return.
Nana, I hate to tell you this, but the door is not working.
You mean it's locked?
No, I mean it's not there. It's just a wall. And it appears to be breathing.
I think it stuck its tongue out at me.
There is no escape. Your souls will be trapped in this architectural nightmare forever!
Well, Stay close.
Emma has wandered to the area where the fountain was. She sets her bag down. A penny drops out of her pocket.
I wish there was some way out of here. I wish someone could help us.
She spots something in her bag and picks it up.
Where did this book come from?
No book can help you now. Ha ha!
Twillobee runs in with great confidence.
The book! Give me the book, child!
Emma tosses the book to her.
A book? How could that possibly help? What book?
Great Malls!
Goodness gracious! Great Malls of Fire!
Yes, it is a guide to mall magic. The magic found within shopping malls. And it's mine again, now and forever. I am Twillobee, the protector of the brick and mortar.
No, it can't be. That book was lost forever. You were powerless.
My power is restored, Consumo. Take that!
He gestures. Consumo doubles over in pain. A magical battle begins.
I'll destroy you with the magic of markups.
I protect myself with a shield of clearance.
As they battle, Alice, Jack, and Emma hide behind the bench and chairs.
This would never happen at Off Topic.
Nana, why didn't we go to space camp?
Now, children, that nice woman is apparently fighting for our immortal souls. So the least we can do is support her. Give them hell, Twillobee!
Yeah, Twillobee, you got this!
We love you, Twillobee!
Thank you, my friends! Your faith in me has given me the strength to do this!
He strikes a heroic pose and makes an elaborate gesture with her hands.
I strike you with a spell of Bogo!
No, not Bogo. No!
He thrashes about in pain and spins off stage.
What happened? What did you do to him?
Bogo was a spell of transformation. I have banished him to an eternal nightmare. He will live out his days as a barista at a Starbucks across the street.
Oh, my.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Twillobee, how did that book end up in my bag?
Oh, you made a wish at the sight of the great fountain. It returned the book to me, its rightful owner.
Did Consumo steal it?
No, I loaned it to a friend, and then they moved. Let that be a lesson to you children.
Don't have friends?
No. Keep track of your things. Now, I feel like myself again. You might have noticed I was a little bit out of it before.
So what happens now?
With Consumo's evil gone, I can restore this mall to what it once was. A shopper's paradise. Come and visit soon. Always free parking. Thank you, my friends.
Whirls off stage.
Nana, we still need to get guests.
Maybe we should forget the malls and just use Amazon. Like a normal person.
Great idea, Jack. I guess Jeff Bezos is the mightiest wizard of all.
They exit. A beat. Then Consumo enters in a daze. He's carrying a coffee cup.
I've got a grande half-calf latte cappuccino for Kasunabudo Kamano.
He continues muttering as lights go to blackout. The end.
Yay! Evil is defeated.
So fun message I got from one of my besties during the show is he at Lindale?
And now I'm at the Starbucks on First and Collins.
Oh my gosh.
The one across the street.
I would have said it.
The magic of theater.
A virtual.
Oh my God. That was so good. Great job, guys. Oh my God. That was actually
up in
brilliant.
And work at the Mall of America, right?
Yeah, I work at the Mall of America.
The virtual backgrounds of Lindale Mall were just fabulous. And
yes. That was great. No, that was thrilling. Oh my God, that was so exciting. I loved it.
This was our show of the evening, featuring our youth performers too, Charlie and Bella.
Yes, Charlie and Bella, great job, guys. Oh my God,
that
was so good. You probably don't even know what Space Camp is, do you?
Yeah, right. They don't. And who could have Kathy Huang in a show with having an amazing costume?
Oh yes. Oh my God. Both, yeah, Twillobee's and Consumo's costumes. Oh my God, great
Not
stuff.
that I haven't used that costume for another Duane Larson show already. So
That's right. He played a sorcerer previously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fantastic malls and where to find them or how to find them. I can't even remember my own titles. The original title was actually "Let's Go to the Mall for a Spell," but I like the Fantastic Malls one better. So. Anyway, that was from the Coralville All in a Day Festival a couple of years ago. The genre I drew was fantasy and the setting was a mall. So, so I decided to do one of my anti-consumerism things and have the evils of consumerism represented by an evil sorcerer who's beaten by good consumerism, I guess. So, yeah.
I have to ask Charlie, did you recognize any of the stores you were referencing?
No.
No, they're all made up stores. Was it TJ Spaz? No, TJ Maxx is the real one. Something Spaz. I can't even remember now.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
like I realized some of the references like off topic.
Yeah.
Off topic, Gronkers, the Leotard Factory, and the Scarf Barn. Yeah.
So do the kids even know what a swatch is?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Probably not. That's why he has to explain it. I know it's got these references like swatches and Space Camp.
At age 24, I had to look it up. So.
Really?
God.
Okay.
They were big for a while. Trust me.
What's your expertise definition of a swatch?
I mean,
I don't even. I'm not even sure what they
here's
were.
the thing,
Those are kind of wrist things.
I have collectible watches, but they weren't actual swatches. So.
And you could change the wrist so they could go with your outfits.
Yep.
But there were swap with your friends.
But anyway, enough of the swatches.
Thank you all.
Great job, everybody. All the actors, Claire, great stage directions. Those were very thrilling as well. That was just a lot of fun. I just really enjoyed that. So great job, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So now we're going to move on to our Magnificence pieces.
Yes.
And we are actually going to start with the Magnificent Bastard. So if those
Bastard.
people would like to
cast come up, please.
Audio.
Okay, we got
really fun and silly one. Like all of these,
a very silly one.
I was just in stitches laughing with when we were rehearsing. So,
do we have everybody?
I don't know what your name is, but I'm kind of digging it.
It's sound effects.
That's a sound effect. Ah, nice. Like it. I like it.
Love it. Okay, well, we'll let you introduce yourself in order of the script.
Claire, you want to go first?
No, I think actually the title character would go first, which is the Magnificent Bastard.
I'm playing the Magnificent Bastard. My name is Aaron Poswell.
I'm Paul Kilberg, and I'm playing Police Chief Mick O'Brien.
Oh my gosh, are you Nick's dad?
Yes.
Yes.
I just
got that later.
Just got that. Sorry.
All right, next in the script. Hi, Nick. Next in the script.
I'm Beth Nelson, and I'm playing Sally Simmons.
Awesome.
I am Noelle McVeigh, and I am playing Baroness von Dusseldorf.
Ooh.
And then Dawn, you can introduce yourself.
I am Dawn Stevens, and I am the announcer and sound effects person.
And I'm Claire Boston, and I will be stage directions.
Yeah, let's get this.
All right.
started.
So here we go with the Magnificent Bastard.
The Magnificent Bastard. Characters: announcer / sound effects person, 1930s radio employee. The Magnificent Bastard, 1930s dashing rogue and master of mystery. Police Chief Mick O'Brien, 1930s cop stereotype. Sally Simmons, 1930s love interest and intrepid reporter. Baroness von Dusseldorf, 1930s femme fatale. Setting, 1930s radio studio with microphones and stands and sound effects table. Intro theme music plays.
WSPT now brings you the conclusion of this week's thrilling adventure of The Magnificent Bastard. Brought to you by Mrs. Leakey's Incontinence Pills. Say hello to Mrs. Leakey and say goodbye to embarrassing accidents. When we last left the dashing rogue and master of mystery known only as the Magnificent Bastard, he was just about to reveal to Police Chief Mick O'Brien and intrepid reporter Sally Simmons the identity of the murderer of the entire Harvard rowing team. We now return to the case of the sinister stroker.
Now listen here, bastard. You may be a dashing rogue and a master of mystery, but even you can't crack this case. All the possible suspects have alibis.
Oh, not so, Police Chief Mick O'Brien. I have examined all the evidence and have, how you say, solved the mystery.
Oh?
Yes, the murderer is the Baroness von Dusseldorf.
No, it's not true, I tell you.
Ah, but it is, mademoiselle. I happen to know that your gambling losses have left you nearly bankrupt. You wagered everything you had left on the Yale rowing team to take the snooty cup in this year's Scholastic Stroking Championship. The Harvard team was the only thing that stood in your way. They had to be, how you say, eliminated.
No, it's a lie, I tell you.
Now hold your potatoes there, bastard. The Baroness was at the Daughters of the American Revolution cotillion ball the night the Harvard team was harpooned. We have witnesses.
It's true. As an intrepid reporter, I cover all the cotillion balls. I saw her there myself.
You did not see the Baroness at the ball. You saw her twin sister, the Countess von Dusseldorf! The perfect alibi!
Dun, dun, dun!
Gasp!
Saints preserve us.
No, it's factually incorrect, I tell you.
Take her away, Chief Mick O'Brien. Perhaps a few years in a minimum security prison will show her the, how you say, error of her ways.
You magnificent bastard. You've done it again.
He takes the Baroness into custody.
No, it's a falsehood, I tell you.
They exit.
OMB, I don't care about your parentage or your magnificence. I know you like your women the way you like your crime. Difficult, but solvable. But tell me, is there room in that dashing and mysterious heart of yours for an intrepid reporter?
Miss Simmons, would you like to say, how you say, grab a bite to eat?
Oh, of course I would, you bastard, you.
No, my dear. I am no ordinary bastard. I am the Magnificent Bastard!
Wah, wah!
Outro theme music plays.
Ooh, yeah. And so we close another entry in the casebook of The Magnificent Bastard. Brought to you by Mrs. Leakey's Incontinence Pills. There's no need to be sneaky when you've got Mrs. Leakey. Keep that dial tuned to WSPT for the precocious hijinks of the young rapscallions coming up next.
The end.
Okay.
I love that one. Oh my gosh.
Once again, my screen was all freezing up, so I hope that played well.
Oh no.
Just request one time. Paul, can you say potatoes for us again?
Yes, please.
Potatoes.
Hold your potatoes, bastard.
One of my favorite things about this is that Nick Kilberg has been in a couple of our other shows, but his dad was in this one and was able. Hey, Don's doggies, I hear you. But Nick was able to help his dad with the technical, prospects of this, so that he was still able to join us. So Paul was able to join us, and that is just to me like theater at its best.
Yes.
You
And
know,
Paul was in the Crucible with Nick and I a couple years ago. Yeah.
How's that white mare doing?
What's that?
How's that white mare doing?
Yeah, the white mare. Oh my God, you guys, that was so funny. I loved it. Like I said, my screen was freezing up, so I hope it played well and I can watch the off the Facebook page. But oh my God, it was great. That was the Magnificent scripts are. I was a guest writer for SPT a few years ago. The theme that that particular show was the Magnificent Seven, because it was their 7th year. So all the sketches had magnificent or 7 or both in them. So the phrase "magnificent bastard" popped in my head, and I was like, that sounds like some kind of 30s detective show. So I made it into one. When we did it live, we had a bit where there was a sound effects person who was drunk, who was doing inappropriate sound effects throughout the show, which is pretty funny as well, but it was kind of tough to pull off on Zoom. So, especially when you can't see the sound effects table and all that. So we decided to skip that and just go with the...
But luckily we had the amazing Don Stevens, who can own stuff effects.
Thank you. And luckily
Yes,
I'm drunk,
great
so
music.
just kidding.
Some great theme music there, and Mrs. Leakey's incontinence pills. I love that. So that was fun. So anyway, great job, everybody. The Magnificent Bastards. You're all magnificent bastards as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, I love you, bastards. So we're going to move on to our second of 3 of the
Magnificent shows, yes.
Magnificent shows. And so we're going to call the cast of The Unsinkable Magnificent is the next one.
Oh, and here they come. Oh my gosh, look at them.
And this one's very dear to me because I love the subject of it. But, and oh my gosh, we have costumes in this.
Yes, costumes and backdrops and all kinds of craziness. So all right, actors, please introduce yourselves in order of the script, and then we will start.
Hi, I'm David. I'm going to play Jake.
Hi, I'm Megan Nelson, and I'm going to play Lily.
I am Eric Teeter, and I'm going to play Captain.
I'm Mary McHenry, and I'm Madam Snossage.
Hi, I'm Carly Myers, and I will be playing Ront.
I'm Jana Shutterly. I will be playing the Statue of Liberty.
And I'm Cassie Dowell, and I play the stage direction.
Wonderful. So we're going to let Cassie take reign here, or should we say take charge of the ship?
Yeah, nice.
So we will let you, Cassie, sail us away with this one with The Unsinkable Magnificence.
The Unsinkable Magnificent. Characters: Jake, a young lover. Lily, another young lover. Captain of the USS Magnificent. Madam Snossage, wealthy dowager. Runt, a scruffy cockney stowaway. Statue of Liberty, national monument. Setting, a lifeboat floating in New York Harbor. Lights up on a few chairs representing a lifeboat floating in New York Harbor, carrying the survivors of the sinking USS Magnificent. All throughout the scene, Jake and Lily are kissing and calling out each other's names. Runt is swabbing the deck.
Lily! Oh, Lily!
Jake! Oh, Jake!
So this is how it ends. The maiden voyage of the USS Magnificent, not with a triumphant appearance at the docks of London, but ingloriously sunk and rotting at the bottom of New York Harbor. The 5 of us, its only survivors, in the sole functioning lifeboat. Who among us could have dreamed
Who are you talking to?
As captain of the Magnificent, I feel it's my job to set up the premise. Now, where was I? What tragic fate could have brought us to...
Stop, you moron! This is all your fault. You don't even deserve to be called captain.
Please, Madam Snossage, assigning blame at this point is non-productive. Well, let's just say we all made mistakes and leave it at that.
You idiot! We didn't even make it a mile from dock.
Actually, in the sea, they're called fathoms.
Shut up. Weren't you supposed to go down with the ship?
Well, I was in the process of securing this lifeboat when you four managed to somehow find it. And the next thing I know, bye-bye ship.
You are a pitiful excuse for a human being, let alone a captain. Now, I'm stuck here with these commoners? Isn't there a steerage section we could put them in this lifeboat?
Aye, and that would be lovely, Mum. Rut knows her place, she does. Runs my name and mischief's my fame.
She does a little dig around the boat.
Dear Lord, what about those two?
She gestures at Jake and Lily. Jake and Lily, while still kissing and moaning, fall behind seat. Lily's hand juts up as if flattened on the windshield of a car.
Beats me. On the ship, it was all about them. It's like the rest of us weren't even there.
I was told that the USS Magnificent was unsinkable. Not even an iceberg could get it.
It wasn't an iceberg. It was much, much worse. The Magnificent was laid low by a garbage scow from New Jersey, the predators of the sea.
The deadliest garbage there is, and Run knows the garbage she does away.
Cracked her open like an egg, all the yolk spilling out into the sea. Quite beautiful, really. The yolk in this case was 5,000 innocent people. Can we have a moment of silence for them?
No! What about supplies? What about rations? Do we have any food or water?
Run's got some bits she stole from the garbage scow, as we was thinking.
She pulls out something disgusting from her pocket, such as a banana peel wrapped around a half-empty can of dog food.
I was saving it for my wedding day. I was. But Mum's always taught us to give to them what we haven't got, what we've got. Jeez.
Madam Snossage takes a long look at Run's offering and makes a disgusted face.
So no supplies. We're all gonna die here. A mile from shore.
Fathom.
I would even consider turning cannibal if you guys were a better class of people.
They drift past the Statue of Liberty coming into view.
Oh, what now?
The Statue of Liberty. We're going to die within sight of a national monument. What an honor.
Oh, if only me Mum could see me die now. She was so proud. She was.
The Statue of Liberty, that's so gauche. Couldn't we die somewhere a little less touristy?
I don't care if you're tired or poor or a huddled mass or whatever. I've got my own problems. Just go away.
They drift beyond the Statue of Liberty.
Lily, my love.
What is it, Jake?
Doesn't this feel like we're trapped in a clumsy, poorly thought out commentary on immigration?
Oh, darling, you're so meta. I love you, Jake.
Oh.
They resume kissing. Lights down. The end.
Yay! Oh, the unsinkable magnificent.
I love all the Titanic references because it's my all-time favorite.
Titanic? What?
What? No? What?
I've never heard of such a thing.
What is Megan's necklace right now? I don't know what that is. I'm not saying I was literally trying to find the replica I have because I wasn't, but.
Oh my God, great job, everybody. Oh, the costumes. Oh my God, Carly.
Jana and Carly, both you. Everyone else.
You can count on us.
And I love the Jake and Lily and the painting the picture and oh my God, the whole thing is just beautiful. So anyway, that was again part of SPT's Magnificent Seven. Yeah, so I thought the Magnificent sounds like a good name for a boat, the USS Magnificent. So hey, Titanic, yeah, let's do that. So it's a bunch of Titanic bits with some commentary on what I thought about Titanic. You know, it's like why all anybody cared about was Jack and Rose. There's all these other people, and it's like nobody pays any attention to them. So I wanted to give the other people a little bit of a shot at fame there. Also, and then, you know, what the hell, I threw in an immigration joke at the end because the Statue of Liberty's like fed up. And so, yeah, so we went with that. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. That was a fun one. I enjoy that one. It's just so ridiculous and goofy. So good job, everybody. Loved it. Well done.
So with that ending, we're with our last show, which is going to see a couple of familiar faces on this one.
Yep.
Right. Ah, Megan.
Oh my gosh, Megan's back.
Oh, what a costume change. And zoom.
Yeah, that was quick.
Wow.
It was drowning in the harbor just moments ago.
Yeah, so all right.
Everybody, oh, there we go. Oh, Aaron, you got to change your name because you were the Magnificent Bastard and you are not anymore.
But this is our last show of the evening. Hasn't this been a blast?
It's so fun, even though my internet connection's been crap.
Yeah.
But it's been so fun.
My cat is still very impressed, as you can tell. So
nice.
It's Dot. But she matches now Emily versus Bob earlier in the set. So but yeah, so okay, this is going to be our last show of Grand Larson-y. Is that that's sad to be, but it's also
kind of sad. Yeah.
But it's happy because like
good kind of sad.
Happened with every single person that has been apart from set 1, set 2, set 3, people that read stage directions, read roles, or did both. And I am just so incredibly thankful for every single person that has gone to making this become a reality, because I didn't know. I was just like, hey, let's try it. Let's see what it does. So, but obviously there was a need in this time of our lives to perform Duane Larson comedies. So we made that happen. So we're going to end it with the Magnificent. So we'll let you introduce yourself and order the script.
Hi, I'm Megan Nelson, and I'll be performing Network Executive number 1.
I'm Roxy Running, and I will be performing Network Executive 2.
I'm Aaron Posdahl. I will be performing Smithmeyer, TV producer.
And I'm Emily Irwin, and I'll be reading the stage directions.
Perfect. Well, let Emily take it off with our last show of Grand Larson-y.
This is The Magnificence. Characters. Network Executive 1. Employee of Kidster Inc. TV. Clueless. Network Executive 2. Employee of Kidster Inc. TV. Equally clueless. Smithmeyer. TV producer. Setting. The office of a television network. Lights up on the offices of Kidster Inc. TV. 2 executives are pacing.
If we don't come up with a hit for Kidster Inc. TV, we're through at this network. They already gave my parking spot to that damn singing gorilla. We need something new and exciting, something those little snot noses can squeal over while they're shoving sugar down their throats.
I know. I told you the League of Octogenarians would bomb. Little kids don't want to see the amazing adventures of a group of senior citizens in a nursing home. Reminds them of their own mortality. Kids hate that.
Well, you should have been more strong in your objections before we paid Sean Connery $1 million for voiceover work. What do we have in the pipeline?
We've got an 11 o'clock with Smithmeyer.
Who?
You know, that producer I told you about, the one who revolutionized Cinemax.
Cinemax? Is that still a thing?
I believe so. Anyway, he revolutionized it. He's looking to branch out into children's programming. Could be the shot in the arm we're looking for.
There's a knock at the door.
Ah, that must be him.
Smithmeyer is shown in. As he enters, he exchanges Hollywood kisses with the executives.
Mr. Smithmeyer, Smithy baby, come on in. Can I get you anything? Perrier, bourbon, white wine spritzer?
No, thank you. I'm just excited to show my presentation.
Welcome to Kidster Inc. TV, where kids are our business. Trademark. We've heard great things about you. Great things. We'd love to make you part of the Kidster Inc. TV family. Have a seat.
No, I'd prefer to stand. See, what I have to show you is too action-packed to be contained in a chair.
Appreciate the enthusiasm. Let's hear it.
All right. What is the hottest thing out there right now? Superheroes. Kids are crazy about superheroes. The Avengers, Batman, what have you. But licensing rights are expensive, wouldn't you say?
Tell me about it. And they'll come after you if you put out a knockoff. We really took a bath on that arachnid guy cartoon.
Exactly. So I have developed a team of all new, all original heroes. I call them the Magnificents.
Ooh, Magnificents. That's an exciting word.
Yes, it is. Now, let me break it down to you. The Magnificents protect the world in their headquarters, the Magnificent Monument, thrusting through the clouds above Reno, Nevada.
Reno? Unusual choice, but okay.
Smithmeyer acts out the characters as he describes them.
The team is led by Lieutenant Leather with his zippered mask of justice.
Interesting. I'm liking the visual.
Followed by the mighty Trojan.
Trojan?
Yeah, you know, mythological, like Thor.
Oh. Continue.
The Trojan is 99% effective in battle. Then we have the Vibrator. This electrifying hero emits pleasure vibrations to subdue his foes. His batteries are included.
We could definitely make a toy line there.
And of course, little girls need heroes to look up to as well. Introducing Mistress Cruel, bringing the pain with her chains and whips and...
We do get a lot of complaints that there aren't enough female role models.
Maybe. There could be a romance between her and Lieutenant Leather.
Now, of course, superhero teams don't always get along. And that's why one of the most important members is the lubricator, who smooths out any friction.
Enough. You've convinced me. We'll give you 13 episodes to start. I'm very excited to see the character designs. Very excited.
And the merchandising. Lots of toys and accessories and gadgets. Kids will love it. And with the right touch, it could even be educational.
Oh, I'm sure that children could learn some very interesting things from the Magnificents.
My assistant will lead you to the legal department to sign the contracts. I'm anticipating great things from you.
They shake hands. Smithmeyer exits.
There's just one problem. What do we have to pair it with in that time slot?
Hey, what about that show we were pitched with the wacky old uncle and the kids at the youth center? Remember, they had high-tech race cars?
Right. The uncle gives inspiring speeches, and the kids would wage campaigns against the surrounding neighborhoods with their race cars. It's a perfect match. Joan, put it in order for 13 episodes of The Magnificents and 13 episodes of Uncle Adolf and the Master Racers.
The executives pat each other in the back as the lights go down. The end.
Womp womp. Way to end on very questionable taste.
But everyone did a wonderful job. I love that
Yes.
laugh.
Oh my God. Great work, you guys. Oh my goodness. You really captured the cluelessness of those of the Hollywood executives and producers. I love the power jacket there, Megan. That was great. Very funny stuff. Loved it. Excellent work.
Wayne, tell me about this one real quick.
Yeah. So this one, this was part of SPT. This one was not selected by SPT. Perhaps there was a taste thing. I don't know. But anyway, I like it. I think it's very funny. And it's actually probably not that far removed from reality. I could see somebody pitching shows like this and people being like, yeah, that's a great idea for a show without really thinking about it too much. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I loved it. And Megan paid me the greatest compliment about it when she was asking about it earlier in the week, that it reminded her of Mel Brooks. And I was like, good God, thank you so much. So that's incredible. So yes, great work, guys. Very funny stuff. Loved it. Let's bring everybody up who's still around here. Come on up on your video there. People who are still around.
Wait for everyone.
Yay.
Quite the, accomplishment. Like
yes.
This one even had, I'd have to fact check myself. But I think this was the one that we had the most people involved in of all the sets. And it's just been wonderful to see everyone. And I wish we could get everyone from like set 1, set 2, set 3 on here, but yay, technology. So,
yeah.
I see Katya has a cat. You know me.
But anyway, thank all of you and the people who did the first 3 nights as well. I sincerely cannot thank you all enough. This has been just wonderful. I'm speechless. Meg, you are the best ever for putting this together. You are amazing. Yes, everybody clap for Meg. We love Meg. This has been so cool. I can't wait to see what comes next with We Just Want to Perform and our virtual stage. I know we got Brian Tanner stuff coming up.
Yes, next.
And we're going to have some more things coming up after that. And I'm very excited about that. And I'm so glad these 4 nights went as well as they did, and you're all freaking amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Duane, for letting us on your work. That is incredible.
You're magnificent, Duane.
To have. Yes, you're magnificent. But yes, thank you, everyone involved in all of these series. It just proves what an idea can come to. So keep well, my cat is really motivated right now. She moved her spot. But keep performing art in these times. Do whatever you need. Dust off those scripts and read parts with your friends, with whoever lives with you, with your cat. And, take some online, dance classes, brush up on your music. This is our time just to kind of recollect, since we can't be on stage in person, and our time to grow as performers. And I really want to encourage everyone, and I appreciate everyone joining me for this, just to give the chance to get a part there and make it what you have. It's been really inspiring. And it just gives, I think it gives our people that are viewing very much hope that theater is on pause, but it's going to come back and we're going to be ready for it. And so I'm so excited to see what Theater 2.0 comes to be when we can all get together in person. But I look forward to the opportunities we have like this and in between then on virtually. So I just really encourage everyone, keep at it. Don't take a break. Just keep on performing, keep on reading scripts, keep on singing, keep on dancing, keep on acting. Do whatever you need to do in your house. Make your children count, call stage directions to dinner or something, to take 5 or something. Keep that attitude real and there, and we're going to be back. And we're all going to be so much more grateful when it comes to that, because we've had this little break. And I thank every single person involved in this series for making that possible. And let's just continue to make art. That's all I have. So bye, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you all. You're amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thanks. Have a great night.
Theater.
Bye-bye.